And, you know, it was a shame, but they gave him every single opportunity. And then once the race started, the weight of expectation has been lifted because they're off.
And whilst the jockeys were using the good width of the track as they'd been briefed by you in their briefing, they concertinaed a little as they came to the first fence, and we lost Twirling Magnet, Richie McClernand.
Yeah, he's towards the outside, very pale colours, just tracking the package. And keep an eye on Golan Way, who was a bit reluctant to find stride himself, actually. He's the one right at the back of the shot in the blue and white quarters with the red sleeves, because he was hampered. Balthazar King's lucky here. Watch, he's right behind Twirling Magnet. Twirling Magnet goes that way. Balthazar King sidesteps the loose horse, and Golan Way and Tidal Bay are both caught up in that early incident.
We'll just take it from the worm's eye view again, just to show you exactly how fast they come over that fence. Balthazar King just on the right there, and he's back on an even keel, and we lose Burton Port down toward the inside.
He just didn't get high enough, Mick, did he?
He didn't, and a horrible fall for Brian Harding. I'm very pleased to hear that he's okay after that.
Burton Port, one of the big fancies for the race, is out by the second fence. We lose another one here. Big Shoe goes in the white, red, halved colours.
Right on the inside, right at the back of the field. He just, again, doesn't get... I mean, he's been around the cross-country fences at Cheltenham, but he just didn't get high enough there, and again gave his rider a heavy fall.
You'll see him on the inside.
This is a big ditch.
That's him. That's him. Oh. You see the legs in the air. It's not a good sight if you're jogging, really.
Definitely not.
No significant incident at the fourth fence. One or two scrappy leaps, but no significant mistakes.
Long run's very handy. He's right up there, front rank. And Alvarado finishes fourth. He's last of all.
He is given a typical Paul Maloney national ride, placed in the race, I think, for the 6th consecutive year in these colours. Big mistake here from 7 in the JP McManus silks. Significant error from 7.
You can see he just nods on, he lands on his head. AP gathers him up, and you'll see he actually switches him outside a little bit in a few fences time.
Now we go down to Becher's. And this is Becher's Brook. Long run in front, noseband. We lose last time Dalbat, who's toward the rear on the inside. But there's a terrible mistake from Vesper Bell as well. Katie Walsh, pink colours at the back. She does really well to recover. Look at that.
Yeah, it was. Slides along on his belly. Well done, Katie, for sitting that one.
Here's another version of Becher's Brook, and you'll see Katie's recovery quite well. Look at the back, one of the last ones through pink colours.
Just jumped over the camera a bit too high.
And this is Becher's from overhead.
There she is, just down here.
That's it. There's a bit of... Swing Bill begins that thing, doesn't he? He sort of gets in the way of a few there. Triola delayed, and she almost jumps onto the heels.
And it was actually Shakalaka Boom Boom coming across last time Dalbat that knocked Robbie Colgan out of the saddle aboard last time Dalbat. Now on Foynaven, smallest fence on the course. They don't all jump it great, but they get over.
It's amazing. They don't actually fan out, you know, at Foynaven, because it's a small fence. Everybody thinks, oh, we don't need to respect that too much.
And they've got their eye on the inside line for the canal turn as well, Mick.
Yeah, and again, we see a lot of... This is Foynaven again. You know, you've got them all together. They're all thinking now. And the ones up front, they're actually moving out now. They're almost tacked out a little bit.
Now. Vesper Bell, right at the back, Vesper Bell, right at the back of the field. And considering the ground Vesper Bell makes at some stage, then this turns out to be one of the most significant fences first circuit.
It does. Yeah. Golan Way falls, and Tidal Bay unseats his rider, Sam Twiston-Davis, and Our Father unseats his rider as well.
Tidal Bay gets brought down to all intents and purposes.
Yeah, that's horrible bad luck, that is, because he gets shot out the side door, and further up the field we'll see Our Father was knocked off. Of course, Dennis O'Regan, who was dumped from him.
And as we move on to Valentine's Brook, more significant incident here. We lose Long Run, Mountainous, and the Rainbow Hunter in quite a significant incident. It scattered the field as well at Valentine's Brook. And we need to see Valentine's again.
It just gets too deep, doesn't respect it. Mountainous is a little bit the same.
And the Rainbow
horrible
Hunter.
falls. The Rainbow Hunter, he's been really unlucky. He's been absolutely wiped out the last 2 years.
He has. Aidan Coleman hitting the deck off the Rainbow Hunter. He had nowhere to go. Long Run and Mountainous, two significant falls, which leaves across the bay in front, and by quite a long way, as they all stream over the 10th fence, and the field is really beginning to thin out after two significant fences.
And just to repeat, because you can see Jamie Moore being attended to in the background, all the jockeys we believe are okay, so even that looked a nasty fall.
It did, but right at the back there, Katie Walsh, you could see she was having a little bit of trouble with one of her irons. She's done really well on Vesper Bell to get this horse round.
This is fence 11, no fallers at the ditch either. And Henry Brook, as he did last year, enjoying a good spin on across the bay until we get to a very significant incident as they head out into the country for the second time. And this is fence 12, and again, Richard, all over here. Look at Ryan Mannion, nearest to you, on Mr. Moonshine. He's having a great spin for a long way. Likewise, Mark Walsh on Colbert Station. The grey swing bills completed for the 3rd consecutive year. Shakalaka Boom Boom towards the back with Vesper Bell behind.
Henry Brook will be watching this race and he'll be absolutely gutted because his horse gets carried out in a little while. He was having a brilliant ride off this horse.
Rocky Creek, red sleeves, travelling well at this stage.
Keeper 3 just going through the shot there, Nick Schofield.
And again, Monbeg Dew just towards the outside. They're just beginning to creep a little bit closer, those.
Now we move on, and this is fence 13. Now Pinot de Rey, the winner, makes a really bad mistake here at fence 13.
Oh, Leighton Aspel does unbelievably well. Look, he's almost out the side door there. That was an unbelievable recovery by Leighton Aspel, and one he will not mind seeing again.
Pinot de Rey has been very lucky to stay in the race. Stay in the race he did, and he won. That was fence 13. We'll try and show you that again a little bit later. This is fence 14, no fallers here. This is the one before the chair, right in front of the grandstand.
Yeah, again, you know, you're looking here, everybody's tacking out here because you know the chair, it's an island fence. You're trying to give yourself a little bit of room. Now, we'd like to pick out for you T for 3 because he's right here. And just watch what happens here because you're not sure if he gets unsighted or if the one in front props in front of him because this horse is normally a very good jumper, but he stopped very quickly at this obstacle.
Half the way back through the pack, navy sleeves, white stripes on the body, Nick Schofield, T for 3, enjoying a dream spin.
Have a look at the body language of the jockey. Normally, if they get a little bit lower in the saddle, they've seen a stride, but Nick, he's just giving him a little squeeze, and he's actually hit it halfway up. He hasn't got high enough. And Nick will be scratching his head wondering why on earth that happened because there's no obvious reason why this horse should do it. Stick him far right of your screen, blue and white stripes. Just watch here. He expects him to pop up out of his hands. He actually just gets a little bit close to it, you know. Pays the price. You've got to respect the chair. If you don't, that'll happen.
And he very nearly brought down Razda Mare behind him as well. Shakalaka Boom Boom in rear. They all get over the water.
But soon after the water, Tidal Bay is the loose horse. I'm pretty sure it's Tidal Bay who is the one that he doesn't want to go. Across the bay begins to get carried.
Just watch Henry Brook here. He's looking, he's trying to see where am I going to go? Can I actually get round this horse? And in the end, he's actually not able to do it.
And that is Across the Bay, the leader. At this stage, a clear leader as well. And to his inside, he's got a loose horse, but he's got to go left out into the country for another circuit, and the loose horse gives him no option at all.
Just watch them filing through. Mr. Moonshine, Prince de Beauchesne going through, Rose of the Moon, Rocky Creek. There you've got the package, you've got Double 7, Balthazar King, 1 in the Milan. Pinot de Rey just going through. Then we've got Swing Bill, Walk On going through, Hunt Ball, Monbeg Dude, Booker's Bridge, Triolo Dalane going through.
We still haven't seen Alvarado. There he is. Blue colours, Paul Maloney. Creep, creep, creep.
You can come and stand next to me at the 3rd, mate. That's pretty impressive. I like, you know.
And last there, just about, is Quito de la Roque dropping his hind legs in the water.
Oh, my
Good
word.
sit as well.
It's a good sit. No wonder he was pulled up.
He's done
pretty
really
soon
well.
afterwards.
You can just see going through as well. One of the stragglers, Razda Mare.
Okay, onwards. And this is where Across the Bay is carried out. You want to be going left, and he is being taken out to his right.
Tidal Bay sees the shortest way home.
But the thing is for Tidal Bay, he doesn't know he's got to go around again. He's just going to find his handler. He wants to go home.
He's clever enough. That's why he's still racing at the age of 13. And on we go to fence 17. This is the line to Becher's second time. And Rocky Creek, blue colours is left in front, and also up there, Colbert Station. The second Silks of JP McManus ran well for Mark Walsh for a long way.
He did run really well. I think he was enjoying himself as well. And, you know, on his inside, you can see Mr. Moonshine, you can see Prince de Beauchesne, of course, in those second grey and Wiley colours. And, Richard, at this stage, this is quite a good chance for the jockeys to try and just get a good sight of the rest of the fences.
Particularly as a few of them might have been just getting a bit anxious when Henry was beginning to stretch away. Now they can all sort of fill their lungs. Quito de la Roque's made another mistake. Across the Bay's continuing, but it's a forlorn hope. But Rocky Creek right up front. Colbert Station begins to fade shortly afterwards and almost certainly hasn't stayed.
But the thing is, Pinot de Rey, you can just see him going through shot there, right in the middle with the green stripe on his back. You know, he's the horse who jumped. you know, he wasn't foot perfect, but Leighton Aspel, he never panicked. You know, he just kept him in a nice rhythm. That's what this race is all about, finding your horse's natural rhythm.
No fallers over the open ditch second time round, which did claim a couple first time round. And after this fence, Shakalaka Boom Boom's jockey David Bass calls it a day and pulls him up quite sensibly. He never went a yard this time round.
No, he didn't enjoy it. Triolo Dallane, he was soon to pull up as well. But these are nice shots of these horses. Ooh, you can just see one going through, making a very bad mistake there. I think that was One in a Milan who got away with that.
He didn't get away with it in a minute, because One in a Milan goes at Becher's second time. He's towards the rear here. They all get over fence 20.
But even still, Pinot de Rey, again, he's not foot perfect there. You know, he's quite tight down the inside. He's not a big horse, you know. Becher's Brook is not far away. Leighton Aspel must have had that in his mind.
And again, Ryan Mania, blue and yellow colours front rank there, having another fantastic ride. Balthazar King right to the left, beginning to work his way through.
Quito de la Roque is pulled up before this fence and heading on now down towards Becher's. Monbeg Dude has crept into it. Red Silk's just to the outside of Rose of the Moon. Rose of the Moon is the first of the greys, so that one's outside is Monbeg Dude. As they come out of Becher's and we lose One in a Milan down the inside.
Yeah, you can just see Monbeg Dude. He's not foot perfect there, but Paul Carberry, ever the cool one. You can just see One in a Milan on the left of your shot. But Paul Carberry, he was in no panic on Monbeg Dude, but he had him close enough if he was good enough.
Just look toward the inside, yellow colours, that's One in a Milan going at Becher's second time. Crumpling full, but he throws the rider well clear, Adam Wedge, underneath the rail.
Just see Alvarado going through. He's a long way behind, even at that stage of the race.
He wasn't that far behind sort of 4 fences ago, but they've got away from him now. And he's, as you said, taking a typical ride from the rider in recent years, picking them off late, but never really getting involved.
At fence 23 is the Foyne-Avon fence. Rocky Creek is having a lovely spin. Question was, would he get home? No, he didn't, was the answer. Mr. Moonshine down the inside. Again, he didn't stay. Red Cap rounds to Beauchesne. But they're all over the Foyne-Avon fence.
There's
and
Alvarado.
They all get over the canal turn as well.
They do, thankfully, this time. And you can see here, Rocky Creek jumps this nicely. Gets in a little bit close, but the champ AP McCoy on 7-7, he must have thought that he was going to be there because, you know, this horse stays really well. He's in the perfect position.
Now, Colbert Station's gone from being prominent to nowhere very quickly. You can see him jumping the canal turn now, and Mark Walsh pulls him up. He is stopped very, very quickly.
On the stair, I think.
Raz de Marie going through. You can see Mr. Moonshine and Rocky Creek right up the front end. Pinot de Rey, Leighton Aspel just pulls him out a little bit to get a bit of a view because we've seen already Valentine's demands a lot of respect. If you don't respect it, you're in trouble.
Vesper Bell made another shocking mistake there. Katie Walsh did incredibly well to sit on pink colours in about 7th now.
Which again, given the ground we've lost, how much ground has she already made? Chris Linen back in the field was the other one that made a bad mistake there in the noseband.
Pinot de Rey has now worked his way into a share of third, and he's going ominously
He's going
well.
back, Rose of the Moon, right at the back of your shot, going Jake Green all right in that one. And Dickie Johnson on Balthazar King, you can see him there, left of your shot in those red colours with the blue circles on his sleeves. You know, he must be getting very excited because he knows this horse stays. And at this stage of the race, you're beginning to think, how much petrol have I got? Have I got enough to get me home?
Davy Russell has just pulled up Liam Nabani, pulled up out the back. Chance de Roy is working into it. Red Cap towards you, now in a share of 4th, but makes quite a mistake there and loses a bit of ground. Juddering blunder, walk on the grey at the back.
Right at the back, Vintage Star pulls up before the fence before this
There's
one.
Monbeg Dude, middle of your shot with those red sleeves as well with Paul Carberry on board. You know, there was no hard luck stories for him today.
A few now just intent on getting round, but up at the front, Pinot de Rey, by the time we've got to 2 from home, has moved through the lead.
Brilliant jump for him because, you know, a mistake at this stage can cost you valuable positions on the track. And this horse, Pinot de Rey, he jumps the last really nicely as well.
We lost Wayward Prince 3 from home when he was amongst the stragglers. You won't have seen that. He fell when out of shot. And Pinot de Rey it is. Oh, what a jump
brilliant.
at the last.
As
Rarely
jockey,
seen a national winner jump at the last
when you're
like
going
that.
down to that last, you're praying for a nice stride. And Leighton Aspel, his prayers were answered here. Watch this. Give him a squeeze. Up you come. Oh, that picture will be hanging on his front room forever.
And you must be pretty hopeful you've got enough in the tank if you produced a lead like that to get up the running however long it feels.
Oh, lovely. Look at that Monbeg Dude just going over there as well. On the run-in, Leighton knows he's just got to get himself onto that rail because that'll help get him home.
And the one thing we saw at Cheltenham with this horse, the way he roared up the hill in that preparatory hurdle race for the Grand National, you knew he'd finish his race off. Flash of the tail there from 7-7 in 3rd, still flashing his tail. He's run really well.
And just a point, I'm not sure he's already made it, but this is the second year in a row that a jockey's retired and has come back and won the National. Ryan Mannier gave up for a year, Leighton Aspel gave up for a season as well, so it probably means even more to them having had a spell on the sidelines.
And the point I was trying to make earlier, he was unheralded. Everyone knew he was a good jockey, but he was unheralded because he wasn't a showman, Mick. He just went about his business quietly. But a few guys knew, and they created a fan club for him because they thought he doesn't get the recognition he deserves.
You trust me on this. This is a top-class rider who has... You just look at the people that are using him. His best ever season now at this age of his career. He has shown himself that the big stage holds no worries for him.
Look how far back Alvarado still is. He's next door to the grey Swing Bill at the moment, who's completed again for the sponsors, Judy Halewood and her family. And just like Kappa Bleu in the same colours last year.
State of play
as well.
And state of play. Paul Maloney has got him round and got him placed. And that's, I think, 6 consecutive nationals now. Paul has done that. 3 on state of play, 2 Kappa Bleu. And now for these owners, William and Angela Rucker on Alvarado. That is a remarkable performance. So it is Pinot de Rey that wins. Balthazar King running a terrific race. We didn't mention him much in the run, but Richard Johnson's given him a canny old ride.
Well, because we saw that instant to the first, he would have ended up a little bit further back than he wanted, and he's run great races.
I can't believe he hasn't punched the air when he went by the line.
But that's him. That's him.
Yeah, I
He's
suppose
not a
so.
showman.
Yeah.
He's just a really talented jockey. Not demonstrative, but demonstrating his talent. And AP McCoy and Richard Johnson, deep appreciation for that. The first 2 over.
That's a great shot. That.
Second
The
and
2
third
best
behind him.
jump jockeys in terms of winners of all time, congratulating Leighton Aspel. Lovely shot.
And Leighton wins on Pinot de Rey, 25-1. Balthazar King second at 14. Richard Johnson for Philip Hobbs. Double 7. Joint favourite he went off for Martin Brassel and Tony McCoy. Alvarado, 33-1 in 4th. If you back first 5 places, Rocky Creek was 5th. And then 6th was Chance du Roy, Tom O'Brien, 2nd string for Philip Hobbs. They both ran really well. Montbeg just didn't seem to quite get home.
No, I didn't see any notable mistakes along the way.
No excuses for him.
Notable mention for Raz de Mari, who was tailed
miles
off for
behind,
most of the
wasn't he?
way.
Yeah.
And ran on. Swing Bill has completed this for the 3rd consecutive year under the same rider, Conor O'Farrell. Now for the sponsors. Cruz Linen, Wilson Rennick, Bucker's Bridge finished, made a couple of bad mistakes late. The package was pretty anonymous, mid-div, didn't quite get home. Vesper Bell, well, Katie Walsh did wonders
Prize
to get
for
him
persistence.
round. Oh, yeah. Across the bay, he has completed, which
That's
was
harsh, isn't it?
remarkable.
He'll be the one jockey, won't he, Mick, that'll go
Gutted.
home.
He'll be gutted. He'll be watching that rerun feeling
Mr.
absolutely
Moonshine, Prance de Beauchesne, Hunt Bull and Hawks Point, they ran well for a long way but didn't get home, particularly Hunt Bull. They were the only finishers. Just a reprise, Twirling Magnet went at the 1st, Burton Port the 2nd, Big Shoe the 3rd, last time Dalbound Beechers. And then nothing happened until the Canal, where we lost Golan Way, Tidal Bay and Our Father. Long Run, Rainbow Hunter and Mountainous went at Valentine's. Rainbow Hunter had no chance. He was brought down effectively. T for 3, we lost at the Chair, the joint favourite. And then others that didn't finish, Shakalaka Boom Boom, Quito de la Roque, Trio de Lane were all pulled up on the 2nd circuit. One in a Milan fell. Vintage Star was pulled up. Rose of the Moon fell, having given Jake Greenall a good ride up till then. Leander Barney was pulled up. Wayward Prince fell when in arrears, and Walk On was the last one to pull up, having run well for a long way.